Hey, this is my first time doing it like this. I'm driving, man. Hey, but check it though, man. God dropped something on me today. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little bit of wisdom, man. Like I don't know if I'm finna get called out my name or something, but check this out. I'm gonna call this one name calling. Now, hey, I'm just gonna say like this, man. When people call you out your name, it don't always mean that they, and it could be in your face, or it could be not in your face, but it could be in your hearing, or it could be behind your back, and it could find its way back to you or not. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, sometimes, man, probably most of the time, when people call you out your name, they don't necessarily want no smoke with you. A lot of times, when people call you out your name, a bad name, and I'm really finna specify, but a lot of time, man, really it just mean they don't like you. It don't mean that they really want smoke with you. And a lot of times, man, people really want you to want them to like you. And when you got that kind of vibe where like you just focused on whatever you focused on, but you not really concerned with people liking you, like you can feel that vibe, you can see that vibe on somebody when they don't care about you liking them or not liking them. And a lot of times, man, people want you to want them to like you. And when people call you out your name, especially when people call you out your name, man, it just mean they don't like you. Like a person could call you. This is one of the famous things right here, like HO or HOEASSNIGGA, or that BITCHASSNIGGA and stuff along them lines, a HOE or BITCH. Like really, those terms really mean you a coward. Like when it's time for you to handle your business, you scary. You scared to handle your business. That's really what that means. But when people call you that, if they call you that, I can speak for myself. It ain't cause I'm a coward. You know what I'm saying? It's just cause somebody may not like me. And I assume that other people may go through that too. But you gotta remember, I'm a Christian. Like I'm a real Christian. So I'm not. Jesus said if the world hated him, they gonna hate us too. But when you come from a street background, some of those type of words is really like fighting words. And it's one thing when you in a street environment or you in jail or something like that. Some environments, it's really better to go on and fight a person for something like that, because that's kind of like the same as getting punked. And then if people see you get punked or heard you got punked, like you really make your situation worse down the line, because there's more people that's gonna try you and try to play with you. So it's one thing when you in a street environment, but a lot of times you could be done squared up. You on your job, or you just trying to do positive stuff. You not really in a street environment or jail environment. And people will use stuff like that to try to sabotage you. Oh yeah, the N word. Yeah, the N word if it's on some racial stuff. And like back in the day when I was coming up like a teenager and stuff like that, I ain't gonna say I didn't care about name calling, but it was, oh yeah, the derogatory terms for homosexuals, a punk, a faggot, like stuff like that. Like when I was younger, I ain't never liked being called no name or nothing like that. But when a person call you out your name, that don't mean that that's really what you are. That just mean they don't like you. So with that being said, you don't always have to fight over that stuff. And sometimes people will throw a word out there, especially when you're trying to do good in life, to make you go to fighting at that moment or something and sabotage yourself, get yourself set back. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, when I was younger, I ain't never liked getting called out of my name, but it didn't necessarily mean I had to fight. But then when I got a little older and I really start feeling the pressure of life. That's really what like made me a gorilla. And then I got to the point where certain names, like I'm finna fight off the muscle. But now, but I don't know, God just gave me this today though. Well, now I've thought about it before though. But when people call you out your name, remember, it don't mean that's really what you are, because you can easily call a person a B word, but you can't actually treat them like that. You can call a person the H word, but there's people that you can call you can call them a name like that, but you could never treat them like that without it being an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, a person could call me a B word, a H word, but I could never see a person treating me like that and it not being an issue. You know what I'm saying? And so like a person could call you out your name, but that don't mean that's what you are. That just mean they don't like you. That's what people do when they don't like people. They call them out their name, but more so behind the back or from a distance. You know what I'm saying? Not so much in their face. But if it were to happen in your face, remember, you know what I'm saying? Remember that that don't mean that's what you are. That's just because they don't like you. You know what I mean? And a lot of times people ain't gonna like you, especially if you a real stand-up Christian or whatever you stand for. You know, there's always, if you stand for one thing, it's always gonna be an opposition on the other side. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's a word, man. Name calling. You know what I'm saying? You don't always have to fight about that stuff. And a lot of times, people that's throwing the names around don't really want no real smoke, because if you really want smoke with somebody, especially a real one, you ain't even got to call them out their name. You can just tell them you got an issue. And it's like, oh, okay, let's handle it. You know what I'm saying? That's how a real one move. But a lot of that name calling is to provoke you to doing something that's gonna actually set you back, especially when you in the square world, on the job or in school or something like that. So that name calling, it really don't mean nothing. It don't mean that's what you are. It really just mean they don't like you. You know what I mean? And sometimes you might feel like you got to do what you got to do. If you feel like that's what you got to do, then, you know what I'm saying, do what you got to do. Because it could be the environment where if you let something like that slide, it actually make your situation worse, because more people going to try to play with you, or a person going to be trying to disrespect you on even greater levels. But some situations, a person will just, I don't know, the devil will get in them that day, or they'll get some courage up or whatever and try to get fly and call you a name or something, but they really don't want no smoke. They really want you to crash out. But like I said, just remember that name calling stuff, it don't mean that's what you are. You could be a real stand-up dude. You know what I'm saying? You could be a real stand-up dude and a person call you a name as if you were scary, as if you were scared to handle your business, or as if you was a coward, and that's not the case. But a person ain't calling you out your name because that's what you are. They just calling you out your name because they don't like you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? This really for the real ones, because some people really are cowards and they call you them type of names because that's what you done showed yourself to be. You know what I'm saying? Under pressure when you were supposed to step up and handle something. But yeah, that's, God just gave me that word, man. Sometimes people call you out your name. It ain't because you less than a man. It ain't because you don't handle your business. Just because they don't like you. And that's what people do. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, everybody be blessed. That's just a quick word, a little short word. I don't know what's finna happen today, because that's the word I got. And it ain't even really spiritual, but it kind of is. You know what I mean? It kind of is. But yeah, I'm driving on the way to work now. But yeah, man, God is good. Jesus up. You know what I'm saying? Don't just believe in him, really live for him. You know what I'm saying? Really have a real relationship with him. Really live for him. You know what I'm saying? You got to, man. Hey, holiness is right. You know what I'm saying? Let your faith lead you to obedience. Let the grace of God lead you into living a righteous and holy life unto the Lord, man. You know what I mean? Games is out. It ain't, it's, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, it's real in the field. And that's just a word, man, for people that's on some positive stuff, especially Christians, especially somebody with a street background where you learn to fight over certain names. You know what I'm saying? You learn to fight over being called certain names or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? Just for somebody who trying to move forward and not get clipped up over no goofy stuff, just remember, sometimes people call you out your name. It ain't because that's what you are. It's just because they don't like you. So for you to try to prove something to them, like, nah, I'm not no B. Nah, I'm not no H. Just remember, it was never because that's what you really were. So you ain't got to prove nothing. It was because they don't like you. But sometimes when people get fly, sometimes they deserve what comes to them. Sometimes they deserve for somebody to put hands on them. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, think before you act. And because, you know, once you done what you do, you're going to have to deal with the consequences. So just always know that. But handle your business, Jesus up, live in wisdom. You know, that's really a piece of wisdom. So the enemy can't just, you know what I mean, shortcut you while you're trying to move forward. You know what I mean? But anyway, Jesus up, you know what it is, man. We out.